father's father had two brothers and a sister. His older sister, Hazel, had married a man named Jim Yunker, and he was involved in the bottling business early on, as early as 1906 in Indianapolis, and he sold flavors. He would have had grape, cream soda, blood orange, ginger ale. In 1915, he got the franchise for Coca-Cola in Indianapolis. So then we fast forward 20 years later to 1935, Jim Yunker approached my grandfather and his two brothers and said the franchises in Kokomo, Logansport, and Peru are available for sale, and you guys want this. Trust me, you want to get in the Coca-Cola business.
One week ago in Michigan, the Coca-Cola of Kokomo Elite Series took on their second of 3 Triple Crown events at Michigan Speedway. Last week it was Philip Kraus that came out on top, and he extends his point lead this week to 86 points. But it's time for round number 7 of the Alzheimer's Association 160 from Iowa Speedway. It's a night race, and when the lights come on, the intensity ratchets up, and it's time to go racing for 160 laps in Newton, Iowa. Welcome to Sim TV. My name, of course, is Kyle Heyer, joined by Finian DeCuna tonight. Finian, we always look forward to heading to the short track in Newton. This is a spectacular racetrack to watch racing on IndyCar, NASCAR, anything in between. This is one of those 3/4 mile short tracks that everyone looks forward to. It's bumpy, it's unique, and it's time to go racing this evening.
Yeah, it's become a staple of the IndyCar schedule in real life, and I think for pretty much almost every virtual IndyCar series almost always has Iowa at least in some part of their season. So nice to see these guys here for this race. A lot of cars signed up for this race. Last time we checked, which was about 30-40 minutes ago, there are 35 drivers in the session, and of course only 33 are going to start. So interested to see how that's going to play out.
Qualifying is already underway, and we've had about 16 cars laid out in time so far. Andreas Ike at the top of the standings in the number 76 car with a 16.1. Riley Thompson second place, then Liam Quinn, Wood, and John John Downing in the number 20 car. We also have Dan Ensch on standby, and Dan Ensch sponsored this race tonight in partnership with the Alzheimer's Association, sponsoring this to bring awareness to Alzheimer's. So we want to bring in Dan right now. Hey, Dan, welcome to Sim TV, and we want to thank you again for coming on board to help the series. But talk to me a little bit about what Alzheimer's means to you.
Spark VR, Last Lap Motorsports teammates, for allowing me to put some Alzheimer's purple on my car tonight. I do appreciate them letting me do that. Alzheimer's is a personal thing for me, and you'll find that most of the people who get involved with the Alzheimer's Association, it's a personal thing. You've got a loved one or somebody you really care about that's been afflicted with this, and you do anything you can to try to help the research, further the research. Alzheimer's, it accounts for 60 to 80% of dementia patients worldwide. There's almost 60 million dementia patients worldwide, if you can believe that. And a lot of those aren't even what we call advanced age. Some of them are early onset. There's about 200,000 early onset patients. Here's the weird thing about Alzheimer's, Kyle. The ones who get early onset actually stand a better chance of having a shorter lifespan than the ones who get later on in life. It's a weird thing. Most diseases, if you get them later in life, your life expectancy is shorter. And that's just not the way it is for Alzheimer's. It's completely reversed. So very little has been learned since Dr. Alois Alzheimer discovered this back in the early 1900s. And there's 12 different kinds of dementia. Alzheimer's by itself is one of those 12, and it's also a big part of the other 12. There's about 6 different kinds of dementia that Alzheimer's plays a part in. So we want to get some donations. We want to get people to come out and help the research. The government doesn't help a whole lot on it. The number to call is 800-272-3900. 800-272-3900. Let's say that again. 800-272-3900. Or you can just go to alz.org and help out that way.
Dan, thank you so much for coming in here and helping us out and helping explain to us. And you know, I've had a grandfather with Alzheimer's, so it's very close to me as well. So we appreciate you coming on board and helping out this tonight. And thank you for giving people a direction to go if they'd like to donate or help out. So Dan, we'll keep an eye on you tonight. Good luck out there, and we'll keep an eye on your purple car this evening.
Thank you very much, guys, and thanks for the good work you all do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dan. Have a good night. So with that, it was Dan Ensch in the number 52 Spark VR car, and currently 16th in qualifying, and about 3 minutes left, but not a lot of drivers have laid down time. Well, I guess a lot have, 24, but we have over 35 cars in here tonight. We're not going to see all of them get to race, only 33.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys are waiting until the end of qualifying. A lot of people do, and typically the faster guys of the bunch. Speaking of which, Adam Blocker in the field tonight in the one car, waiting, especially Henry Bennett, guys like that. We always expect those guys to qualify, so I think they're just waiting for it to get cooler and cooler, because remember, the sun's still out, it's starting to drop, temperatures are dropping as well, so I think guys are just waiting for the coolest this track could possibly be to put a time in.
So conditions right now, Finian, 72 in the air, 74 on the racetrack, wind 9 miles an hour out of the south, partly cloudy skies. It's ideal conditions for racing tonight. Do you typically find in the IndyCar at these short tracks, because we have seen tracks where it's difficult to make passes here, do you think that it's easier to make passes in the nighttime, or do you think it's easier to make passes in the daytime?
I think 100% it's easier to make a pass in the nighttime. You got a lot more grip to work with the cooler temperatures. And I think especially at a track like this with the IndyCar, you definitely need those cooler temperatures to make a pass, especially in the daytime when it's hot and slick.
So one driver I'm definitely keeping my eye on tonight is Brendan Lichtenberg in the number 10. He is a short track king. But think back to Gateway last season. He won that race, and I'm really looking forward to see what he can do tonight as he comes out of turn number 4 to complete his first lap, a 16.5. We'll see if he's going to pick it up on his second lap. That was only good enough for 25th.
We really haven't gone to a short track this season so far, so I mean, really other than New Hampshire, and didn't really do that well there, so I'm
that's going to be good. A 16.285. Oh, it wasn't quite as good. He slipped a little bit out of turn 4. It'll put him 15th quick. Chad Simpson out on track right now in the number 42. New paint scheme on board that car, and woo, that is hot looking. Yeah. That's a great looking race car.
All the Spark VR cars now, their paint schemes are awesome. Every time they revamp them or put a new one on, and for Simpson, looks like he's going to improve that time up to 22nd.
That has got to be one of the best looking Indy cars I've ever laid eyes on. That is so pretty. John Poole out on track in the number 27.
Currently 33rd. Actually just came back across the line. He's going to be 29th.
It looks like he'll have to give up. His qualifying efforts this season have not been great.
And looking back at Adam Crane in the 6th.
He's not yet started a lap.
Yeah, he's about to. And sitting outside the 33rd spot.
across the line, and we'll start setting a time as we ride on board. We've seen a pretty big pickup on lap number 2. Out of the final corner, across the line. The 16.0 will do it. A 16.365 is what it is, and it'll only put him 28. So not a great effort by him, and it looks like that is going to be pretty much it. I think we had one more driver, Flynn Lazier. He just put down a 15th best time. So qualifying more or less complete. Niles Anders, the last driver who has not laid down a time, and he sits 37th, and he's not going to have a chance. So it'll be on the outside looking in. A couple drivers will get eliminated from this.
And Cohen Evans, Rob Powers, and Bradley Walters.
And so 23 seconds left in qualifying, and tonight, 160 laps. This will be a pretty short race, all things considered. And
actually, just looking at the list, look at how many big names are really close to there. Tony Schowen in 33rd, John Poole in 32nd, Chris Stouffer in 31st, Andrew Kinsella in 30th.
This is a reminder of your point stand is coming in tonight. Philip Kraus, 86-point advantage after his win. Double points race at Michigan did him a lot of favors.
And he took really good advantage of it at Michigan because nearly everyone else in that top 10 list struggled last week at Michigan.
Bennett in second. Brophy has had a really solid start to the season. He'll roll off back in the field tonight. Actually, is he even here tonight? I don't know if he is. Let's see. Looking down the order, I didn't see him in qualifying, and I don't believe he is here. Oh, he is here. He's in the 88, so we'll get to see where he starts in just a moment. Let's head down to the grid and take a look at our starting lineup here in just a moment. And Cohen Evans had a pretty looking race car on that car. I don't know if he qualified in though. So
I don't believe we did. We'll see if they do allow him to roll up.
So field finally gridding up here on the pit lane, and let's start with our starting lineup here in just a moment. On the front row this evening, it'll be Andreas Ike in the number 76. He rolls off on pole. It's Riley Thompson in second in the number 58.
Moving on back to row number 2, we got Liam Quinn in the 24 in the inside lane. Next to him, Andrew Wood in the 32 is going to be starting in 4th.
In the third row, starting in 5th place this evening, Henry Bennett, second in the points standings. Rolls off in P5, the 007, Chris Cahill in the 57 in 6th.
Moving on back to 7th, we got John Downing in the 20 car, going to be starting the inside. Next to him, Dakota DiCienzo in the 43 in 8th.
In 9th place in row 5, Joe Flanagan's 53. Adam Blocker in the number 1 has missed a couple rounds this season, looking to get back on top of the podium tonight. Rolls off 10th.
Another row back in 11th, we got Simon Bryant in the 22 in the inside, and next to him outside, Joe Branch in the 28.
Row 7, Matt Kingsbury in the 21, alongside Logan Simmons in the 75, 13th and 14th.
Moving on back to 15, we got Flynn Lazier in the 4. Late qualifying effort for him to end up pretty much midfield. Next to Ray Kingsbury in the 25 is going to be starting in 16th.
17th place, Brendan Lichtenberg has won a couple short track races in the past. Looking forward to see if he can do it again tonight in the number 10 in 17th place. Philip Kraus, last week's winner, and the points leader in 18th place.
Back in 19th, we got Brian Carey in the 79, 19th, and then Jason Brophy in the 88 in 20th. And we'll let the rest of your starting order roll across the bottom of the screen. We take a look at the conditions here as these guys get onto the track. Just kind of give us a baseline. Air temp 71 degrees, track temp 74 degrees. So you can expect it maybe to drop another degree or two. It's already almost as cool as it can get. Definitely nice and grippy for the drivers. One person that has not taken the grid as the field's rolling off, Andrew Kinsella in the 14.
Yeah, Bradley Walters and Rob Powers didn't qualify in. I think Kinsella was the odd man out. Cohen Evans was supposed to be the one cut, but I think the way that the provisionals worked out, it's going to bump out the 14 car. Anyway, coming to 1 to green this time through, and it's going to be, again, Andreas Ike on the pole. Had a great qualifying effort for him this week in that 76. He's had some rough luck on the ovals in the past, trying to turn things around. You see the sun setting, and take a look at the time this afternoon. It's about 5:50 in the evening here in the spring, and that means the sun is dipping below the horizon, and we're going to head into the nighttime fitting. How is the track going to change the track temp's already almost down to ambient, but I do expect the rubber to also change how this track handles.
Yeah, definitely. I think the rubber is going to be the bigger factor, more so than the air temp. It may, like we were saying, may drop maybe 1 or 2 degrees more, but the rubber, once that starts to get put down, is going to make this track nice and grippy as the run goes on for these 160 laps.
The Alzheimer's Association 160, brought to you by Danley Ench, is about to go racing tonight. 160 laps if we go green from start to finish. It'll be 43 minutes here on Sim TV. Thank you again for joining us. My name's Kyle Hyder, joined by Finney DeCuna. Make sure you subscribe and leave a like if you like what you see. There's lots of racing on this week, so make sure you join us for all of it. Here we go. Pace car is going to peel off, so leave the field in the hands of the 76 of Andreas Ike and the 58 of Riley Thompson. Here we go. Green flag flies, and we're racing at the Alzheimer's Association 160 from Iowa. Oh, spin! Crash in the background! And Chad Simpson is crashed in a whole bunch of cars at the exit of turn 2, lap number 1. Trouble already, and Simpson in the tire barrier. Adam Crane looped around. Gabriel Perez in the number 8 is all the way on the inside of the wall. And just as quick as we went green, the caution is right back out.
Yeah, I think he might have been one of the first cars we saw to go around.
Let's see exactly how this started. Oh no, it was already happening well in front of him. He just nosed into the barrier. Oh wow, the 6 car almost got into that. Let's look at this in slow motion. Maybe we'll get a better look at how this all started. Adam Crane, was he
No, it wasn't
involved?
him. It was a blue car.
Oh, who's that tumbling? Trying to see. Brian Carey in the 79. I think was the first car to go around. Here's another look. Off into turn 1.
And it's Jason Brophy to his outside.
I wonder if he just hits a bump. Oh, yeah, already loose. Yep, just hit the bump wrong on cold tires and spins around. And Chad Simpson, right in the back of, I think that's Frank Levick. Yeah, the teammates together after sitting on the podium last week. And yeah, Levick and Simpson were 2nd and 3rd last week at Michigan and already crashed out here early in Iowa.
Yeah, it looks like Levick was actually able to get away with that. I think only got damage to his wing.
Chad Simpson, not so lucky.
Yeah, no, that car is definitely done.
And Perez also. Big impact to the inside wall. So trouble early on lap number 1 and no changes out front. Our first caution of the night is out.
Progress slowed early on. How about Riley Thompson in 2nd place? We saw he's had some decently strong runs, but hasn't been able to seal the deal for a win. But here he's got a really good shot at doing it tonight.
So, take a look at the season's winners so far. This is the halfway point of the season. We're 7 races in to our 12 that will be running. This is the 7th round. The 6 winners so far have been Brophy, Blocker, Lichtenberg, Brophy, and Philip Kraus. So, Brophy and Blocker both have 2 wins of the name, and the only other 2 drivers to win are Kraus and Lichtenberg. The second half of the season, will we see any new winners, or are we going to see more of the same?
I think we can definitely see some new winners. Again, you're going to consider the fact that, a lot of these guys work in pretty big teams of 4 to 6 drivers, some even bigger than that. They got some similar setups to work with, so I think we can definitely see some more drivers go to victory lane. Just on the list of drivers, I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen victory lane yet. Henry Bennett, Christopher, Kinsella, all teammates on the same team with Blocker. They've run really well. Have yet to see them in victory lane, so we'll see if that can change. And there are a few other drivers I think that definitely have a shot. I'm surprised also too Liam Quinn in the 24 has not gone to victory lane. He was pretty quick last season. Have not seen a whole lot of that 24 car this season.
So our first caution flew on lap number 1 tonight, and again the sun setting here on a beautiful evening in Newton, Iowa. And again, this racetrack is 3/4 mile, slightly banked oval, and the speeds that we're carrying are pretty nuts around here. Finian, speeds, lap times about 16 seconds. That's almost Bristol levels of speed. You're going a whole other 1/4 mile, and a whole lot less banking as well.
Yeah, it just kind of shows you how much speed these machines carry around this place. Like you're saying, it is pretty much terrifying. We ride with Andreas Eichen, the 76 car, is going to lead the field back down to green.
Sun setting, and how blinding is that, especially for drivers in VR?
Yeah, it's pretty blinding. I remember a little VR. I haven't done a whole lot of VR recently, but we were doing a fun race at Watkins Glen. I came out of a corner and I honestly couldn't see the cars ahead of me because the sun was so blinding. It doesn't do it justice on just a normal monitor, but yeah, definitely in VR, it can be pretty blinding. You're going to see how bright it is too.
Yeah, it's very bright. It's also difficult because of the way the hills are. This corner is in shadow as well, so the cars disappear off in there. No taillights or headlights on these things, so as soon as the cars disappear off into the shade, it becomes pretty difficult to see what's going on. So the lights are out on the pace car up at the front of the field, and they've extinguished, and it's time to go back racing here. And it'll be a restart lap number 7. We'll try this again.
Someone got onto the track.
A little late to the party, but he's out on course. He is 3 laps down. Perez, Carey, Simpson, Walters out of the race. Or actually, Walters never started, but Simpson, Carey, and Perez all out of the race with that first lap crash. Now you can see how blinding the sun is as they head off into the corner. Right on board with Ray Kingsbury. See the sun glinting. And boy, oh boy, is it going to be hard to see here shortly. Pace cars off. Sun sets, but the lights are about to come on here at Iowa Speedway. The Coca-Cola bottling company of Kokomo in the Elite Series. We're racing again for the Alzheimer's Association 160. Green flag flies, and we're racing again from Iowa. And Dan Ench running on his car tonight. The purple colors on his vehicle for the Alzheimer's Association. ALZ.org. Phone number is in the YouTube chat if you'd like to consider donating to the cause. Up at the front, though, here we go. Battle for position. Second place, Bennett and Riley Thompson.
Yeah, Riley Thompson defending. Henry Bennett wants to position up the inside, trying to take it away from the 56. And still side by side for lead. It looks like Bennett's going to be able to get it.
Second place, going to take a dive for the lead as well out of turn 2. Maybe not, can't quite get there. Crash in the background again. This time it's Levick, the 77.
He's got some more permanent damage to that car. The right rear of the side pod gone. That you can't repair, so that's definitely going to hurt your performance.
So caution out for the second time tonight. Early in the going. Well, here's a look. And just got loose. Maybe already had some damage from before. Oh. Wow, Dan Ench did a spectacular job missing that in his ALZ.org. Oh, here's a look.
Whoa! Wow.
Right on by.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about, potentially hurting from the damage. You can pretty much see already with that damage him hurting from that.
So up front, Andreas Ike has continued to lead, but Henry Bennett was coming for him.
Yeah, definitely looking really strong in that 007. We'll see if he can take the lead. I'll be surprised if we don't see him take the lead away from Ike, if the 76 can hold off.
Yeah, to slow up to wait for the pace car here on the front straightaway. Two cautions slowing the progress here early, and for all these drivers, they've been waiting so long to get behind the wheel of their cars here tonight. Is this frustrating to start a race and then have to continually go back under caution and kind of reset your strategy every time?
Yeah, a little bit, especially you have these guys. You decide whether or not you want to pit. That kind of throws you off sequence. You have different numbers do you want to try to hit in case this does go green later in the race. So it causes these guys to reset and rethink the strategy, especially too if you have a damaged car.
Christopher rolling back out on the track in his number 13. And is that a different livery he's got? I see some matte black on there this week.
I think he's had something. I think maybe not as much black.
Yeah. Looks good, though. A lot of good liveries in this series, as always. Andrew Wood has snuck his way into 4th place, Finian, so he started... He started 4th. He's just been quietly hanging out there the whole race, I guess.
Yeah, him and Liam Quinn, I'm interested in seeing the pace out of both these cars. Especially Andrew Wood. We saw almost had a really good shot winning at Milwaukee. Wasn't able to, still finish fairly well. Joe
Branch carrying the Coca-Cola colors on board this car. Back in 12th spot. He started in 12th, so not a lot of mobility has happened. I love how that thing glints in the sunlight. Yeah. Man, that is a pretty race car.
Can't wait to see how it looks under the night lighting, too. That's going to look really awesome.
We haven't seen this car under the night lights yet, I don't think. Have we had a night race yet?
I don't think so.
Miami? We have not.
I think Miami was... Oh, no, Miami was under night.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
I feel like it was like an evening race.
I guess, maybe, yeah.
Milwaukee was definitely day. Twin Ring was day. Indy GP was day.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, Homestead was kind of more late afternoonish.
Either way, how about the sun?
Yep.
Off into the turn third corner. We've completed 12 laps, and so far, only about 2 of them have been under green. And we should get the one to green this time by. The ticker will show purple. The lights will shut off on the pace car. No, 2 more laps. Iowa, I forgot Iowa's got those long yellows compared to other tracks. Milwaukee's one of the ones that has super short cautions. I look down from the speedway because it's going to be bathed in LED light here shortly as the lights come on around the racetrack. One of the newer tracks built. Early 2000s, I believe. Was it?
Yeah.
Just looked 2002 or 3, something like that. You just looked up the other day. We were just talking about this. John Poole.
06.
06, so it's relatively new. And John Poole gets back rolling, and he's playing it safe so far. Started 32nd, only up to 30th.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised because it was even newer than you thought it was. I thought it opened around 2000, like about a few years earlier. But yeah, it opened pretty late, all things considered. Actually, I think if Iowa was added to the Cup schedule, I think it would probably be one of the newest tracks.
It would be the newest track, as far as I understand. But
I think Kansas currently holds on.
Yeah.
I think Kansas,
maybe Chicagoland. I think Chicagoland might have been the latest one.
Really?
Late 90s, I believe that was. 1997 or 8.
Didn't Kansas open up in like?
Wasn't the late 90s. I know that might have been. Maybe it was. I don't know.
I thought Kansas.
Who knows? Someone will correct us. But you're gonna go do the research while we get lined back up for our third restart of the night. Initial start, 2 cautions, slowing the progress here early. Not a lot of mobility anywhere because we haven't had a really chance to race.
Yeah, 01.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was the newest.
Yeah.
Well, what was Chicago? Oh, 01 as well. Okay, we were both right. All right, time to go racing again. Andreas Eich in command. He's led all 12, actually make that 13 laps so far. Here we go, 14 laps in, make it lap 15. Green flag flies, racing again for the Alzheimer's Association 160 from Iowa. For the lead, here comes the 007 side by side across the line. Ike hangs on, but Bennett wants it bad.
That car looks really fast tonight. He easily takes away the lead from Ike. Let's see if he can hold it, though. Ike not giving up to the outside. He has to go.
Bennett to the top spot. Can he drive away now from the 76?
Doesn't seem so. He's going to definitely have to keep that 76 in tow. But I think he has a stronger car to hold him off.
Whoa, out of turn 2, maybe a defensive line, maybe a bit loose. Meanwhile, behind him, Kingsbury and Joe Branch fighting for 11th spot. That's Matt Kingsbury in the 21.
Branch not able to get the pass done, get the fall back in line, still up towards the front. Ike trying to take away the lead from Henry Bennett, and it's Riley Thompson behind in third.
John Downing, I believe that's Cahill fighting for a spot. Cahill just up the road. Flanagan on the outside. A new paint scheme for the 53 this week.
That's John Downing on the inside. That's starting to lose some spots. There's Adam Blocker, defending champion in the 1 car, now trying to move his way up the order. Starting 10th, currently up in 8th.
Climbing up the order early in the going, Flynn Lazier in the number 4. Last week, the Spark VR car swept the top 4, a bit tight out of turn 4, and that's to the outside the 00 of David Adams. Up in the front, though, 3 drivers within 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, this battle's definitely not going to end just yet. It's going to continue on for quite a while, but Bennett's still holding strong here. Fuel comes racing on through.
Speeds well over 190 miles an hour through the corners. Let's ride on board.
Yeah, they're dropping to a lowest of 192, and then they're reaching 200 by the time they get to the end of the straightaway at Iowa, which is really insane.
And almost flat to the floor all the way around here. Sun glaring in these drivers' eyes heading down into turn 3. Side by side. Bennett's got the top spot. Ike still fighting back hard. There's trouble. Flynn Lazier in the 4 is slow on the apron.
And we were just looking at him.
And more trouble. Logan Simmons on the inside.
I wonder if both these guys got involved with each other, running around, I think, the same place.
And this is out of turn 2. Just pulled off with damage on his race car.
Yeah.
And Flynn Lazier was already damaged. Oh, this was on the front straightaway, maybe. Oh, I think, Ray Kingsbury involved in that as well.
So 2 Spark VR cars. Man, Spark VR is having an abysmal day so far.
Yeah,
That's
big
essentially
damage.
4 cars wrecked out.
All the damage to Ray Kingsbury's car, and as good as the week they had last week,
Yeah.
tragedy struck early for them. They are really struggling to keep cars on the racetrack, and that was just internet issues for somebody, and they blinked back in and caused that accident.
Looking at the order, I think really the only cars that have not gotten into anything today of that Spark VR camp is Matt Kingsbury in the 21 and Philip Kraus in the 19.
And Kraus is your points leader. He's got a big cushion, but I wouldn't expect that to hold on forever. We got almost half the season left to go. Ike has not let Bennett get away, and his car is coming back in. I think Bennett's short-run car is great, but Ike's long-run car is better.
Yeah, Ike's keeping him honest here. That gap is not separated at all and is still in a threat of being passed here. Ike trying to make a move on the outside.
Here he comes to the outside lane. Is there grip up there yet? Throttling up. Trying to take a run to him. Behind him, Riley Thompson, a big understeer out of turn 4. Here comes Andrew Wood to third. Great battles in the front.
Yeah, looks like Riley Thompson might be starting to fall off the paces a little bit with Wood taking that spot.
Up in front, it's still Bennett. How about Joe Flanagan? Trouble in turn 3 as well.
Yeah, he's damaged his wing in the front right.
And this is probably a similar situation where he had damage on the front straightaway. Understeer out of 4, got in the wall, and out of blocker, swerved to miss him.
Yeah, and he hit the wheels in as well, so attention could be a retirement. We'll see if we can try to fix that thing back up, maybe get it out there, but tough night for the 53.
Jason Brophy in the 88 narrowly avoided disaster early in the race, started 20th up to 17th as he tries to work his way by Christopher in that metallic 13.
Yeah, made an attempt but wasn't able to get it done, so still sitting back in the 17th spot. Actually, 2 cars up ahead of him, that's Philip Kraus, our points leader.
And Kraus won last week's double points race, and it's such an important time when you get those Triple Crown events. You have to capitalize, and he did. Hadn't won a race yet this season, but had been remarkably consistent. He threw consistency out the window last week, went out there and won the race, and that's how you get yourself a big points lead.
And again, we'll see how far he can keep that up. He needs to just keep getting solid finishes if he wants to take this championship home.
Here comes Blocker up to 6th. Gained 4 spots so far. Chris Cahoe in the 57. Slides to 7th after starting in 6th. Only 1 spot lost for him so far. Up the road, Liam Quinn in the 24.
He's been sitting in 5th for pretty much most of this race so far, but now here comes Blocker, and I imagine that's going to change his caution out.
Owen Evans, right in front of the leaders.
Oh, no!
Simon Bryant's 22 was the driver that was involved, and that'll be it for him. And to Cohen Evans' credit, he did the best he could to get off track as quick as possible, but wasn't quite quick enough.
Yeah, I've noticed this has become more and more of a problem lately.
And he was already slowing with issues and just crashed on the apron, no grip down there, spun right on the track.
Oh,
got Joe Flanagan as well, and he disappeared, and already Simon Bryant had nowhere to go.
Yeah. He essentially hit nothing, but the car was still there even though couldn't see it.
It's Joe Flanagan's view. He was just coming back onto the racetrack.
Just after he got this car fixed up. Immediately.
Got drilled in the side pod and right back down to pit lane. So, well, if you're going to spin any place after getting hit, that's a good place to go.
Yeah, unfortunately for Flanagan, 5 laps down.
So, we've had a rash of cautions here early and some pit stops for some front runners. Andrew Wood just drove through his box slightly, but looks like everybody's on pit lane.
And off of one way they go, it's going to be Henry Bennett, Andreas Ike at the line. Liam Quinn's going to beat out Riley Thompson.
Adam Blocker up to 5th.
Yeah, Wood, that mistake cost him quite a few spots. He would have come out, I believe, in 3rd place. He's back in 8th after overshooting his pit stall.
Ooh, that sun is bright off there into turn 3. The whole track in shadow now. And just waiting for the lights to come on and the track to grip up.
I believe they already are on. Yeah, they're definitely on.
They're on. Slightly. They're warming up.
You can already kind of see some of the reflections off the cars as we go back on board.
Getting there. 3rd caution of the night, and your running order scrolling across the top of your screen. Again, this race is brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association. Make sure you visit alz.org if you'd like to contribute to the effort to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease. As Dan Liench has come on board as an ambassador for them tonight and helping us out. And where is Dan Liench? He is in 21st right now with the purple wheels and all the purple all over that race car to signify alz.org.
Yeah, out of the 7 Spark VR cars, there's only 3 left. That's Dan Liench, Philip Krause, and Matt Kingsbury. Matt Kingsbury up into 7th place after a solid pit stop, so he can gonna try to carry the banner for the team up towards the front.
Dig the purple as well. A little known fact, unrelated to Alzheimer's, but SimTV almost had a purple logo.
Oh yeah, that I know.
Hope you know. Yeah, I really hope you know that. There shouldn't be a lot of trivia that I could stump you with. If there is, you need to be in here more working. Otherwise, you're fired. Bennett holds on to lead. He has led 22 of the 38 laps so far today. Andreas Eich has led the other 13.
Yeah, and he's not been able to get back into the lead ever since Bennett took it away, so curious to see if he can find some way to retake it from the 007, but Bennett looking too strong. I am curious, though, once Adam Blocker gets up there, because he's been making a steady climb forward, and that one car, if he can usurp the lead from Henry Bennett.
3 lead changes so far today. Way down into turn 3 and expecting the 1 to green here shortly. Cohen Evans is retired, as is Joe Flanagan, Ray Kingsbury, Frank Levick, Logan Simmons, Gabriel Perez, Brian Carey, and Chad Simpson, as well as Bradley Walters. So there is a whole lot of cars that have crashed out of this one. We've started with 33 and we're down to 29, something like that. Lost 4 or 5 drivers.
Yeah, 26.
Oh, wow. Yeah, oh, right. A couple drivers off track. Joe Flanagan still rolling. He's 5 laps down. But that car looks like mostly repaired.
Yeah, I mean, again, with a race like this that's so attrition-filled, when you have drivers dropping out of the race, you know, because it's obviously any little amount of contact can DNF you, he's going to just slowly move himself up the order of the guys that end up not finishing this race. And actually, there he just actually passed Cohen Evans just to stop by.
Andrew Kinsella started this race behind everybody. Well, he has found himself only 2 laps down. He originally was 3, so he's starting to work his way back forward.
Technically started 34th and is up into 24th, so solid job for the 14.
So the golden sky here in Newton, Iowa has been also golden on the racetrack. Sparks bouncing around early in the going tonight. Lots of trouble for some of our front runners, especially the Spark VR team, which swept the top 4 spots last week. Trouble for them early this week. Here we go. Pace cars off. Bennett in command to this restart. And a good one for Bennett. He pulls way away, half a second up the road.
Rest of the field flying on by turns 2 and 3.
Here comes Clark Archer in the 29. He started in 26th up to 11th in that metallic silver and orange car, battling Chris Stouffer in the 13, who started 31st tonight. How about that?
And still trying to move further up the order, and not, again, quite surprised by the qualifying effort out of the 13, especially compared to his race pace. Really solid run, and even for Philip Krause, too, started 18th up into 13th, looking at 12th as he goes to the inside of Archer.
Into turn 3, and for the lead, here comes Andreas Eich. Had a look on the outside.
And still looking to the outside there, and also Liam Quinn sitting by in 3rd place now with Riley Thompson 4th, and here they come. Bennett going defensive. He's under attack.
Eich right up behind or alongside the 007. Liam Quinn right in behind, getting tight for the lead. 4-car race, making 5 because here comes blocker John Downing in trouble out of turn 2.
Crashed off into the apron, no caution for that.
Yeah, I just spun out and bounced the rear end off the wall, but will continue under green. Line of cars at the top of the racetrack. Three abreast for a moment.
Blocker looking to the inside now of Liam Quinn as they're side-by-side out of turn 2.
Riley Thompson's getting back in this fight in 5th and number 58 as well. Ike setting up Bennett for a pass, but Bennett goes defensive out of turn 4. Blocker to 4th.
And that's actually opened the door too for Chris Ko to throw it up the inside of Thompson, so he's going to get another spot.
Here comes Ike to the outside. Can he make a move up here? Going to try to build a run.
Yeah, he's been trying to. I just don't think he's got the car to really work around Bennett. Bennett's car is just too good in clean air in comparison to Ike.
And holds off for now, but Ike's still building that run, and I think the outside lane is eventually going to prevail, Finney. You can't keep holding that car on the yellow or the white line and expect it to stick. It's going to eventually lose grip, and that's going to leave Ike with the better line.
Starting to spread out just a little bit. The top 5 as they're all crunched together. And as I say that now, here in behind Adam Blocker, Chris Ko, and Thompson building up a run.
Thompson has fallen to 6th. John Poole, actually Clark Archer's slow. He's way slow. Does he have big damage?
Yeah, I think his wing has damage on the right front. I think he hit the wall, and last time we saw him, he was fighting with Phil
Spinner
Press.
sliding. I saw a big smoke cloud from somewhere. No one actually looped it, but someone must have been all sorts of sideways again, battling for the lead.
The battle's still not over yet. These guys still going at it.
Clark Archer hits pit lane.
And now looking to the outside here and still not able to take it away. Ooh, in behind, Adam Blocker and Chris Ko has got into the wall together. That's open the door. Here comes Riley Thompson. I'm going to take advantage of that to the inside of Chris Ko. And Blocker is defending a myriad of cars. Also of note too, Brendan Lichtenberg as well. He's moved inside the top 10. So 9th and 10th for Lichtenberg and Kraus.
Now Lichtenberg in the number 10 started 17th. His drive forward has been pretty solid so far today in the number 10. And working over Matt Kingsbury in the 21 who started 13th. So a lot of drivers up here have moved forward today. And right behind Philip Kraus, 18th and 10th, right in front of Christopher. Stouffer crosses over.
He's going to cut him off. And Stouffer going to go to the inside. Looks like Kraus is going to yield that spot. And here comes also Jason Brophy now in 12th. He's moved up the order.
Wood and Thompson for 6th. Thompson continues to slide backwards. Stouffer and Brophy have traded spots. Here comes Kraus up to 10th now. Now sets the sights on Lichtenberg, who's gone all the way up to 9th place. And Brophy slides up the outside. That was nice.
Yeah, backed out of it there. Otherwise, Brophy would have been in the wall. And now up ahead of them, Lichtenberg and Kingsbury going at it. Kingsbury defending, Lichtenberg on the attack.
Down to the inside lane now for Lichtenberg, trying to get by the 21 car. Up in front, no changes. Bennett has now extended his lead by 0.4 of a second. Kingsbury tries to defend. Meanwhile, behind, I see the, whoa, is that a lap down car? Philip Kraus going around.
Looks like one of the Sadie cars.
It is definitely one of the Sadie cars. Maybe David Adams. Yes, in the 00.
Not sure where Adams got out of the order to be a lap down, but it's not looking good for the 00. Still up one position from where he started, but I definitely don't think he wants to be a lap down. On the bright side, he is the first car lap down.
Cahill in the 57 started his night in 6th. Well, he hasn't really gone much of anywhere, but Riley Thompson and Andrew Wood, these guys are fighting so super hard. Up in front of them, Quinn and Blocker fighting for 3rd.
Yeah, Quinn trying to defend that outside lane, was just narrowly able to get a run ahead of Blocker, but Blocker on the attack. He's trying to move up further towards his teammate up in the lead.
And Bennett continues to drive away. And now a 1.2 second lead. Jason Brophy falters back to 12th place. How about Caleb Weekly in the number 96? Dan Ench in the 52 with the ALZ.org car. This is for 18th place.
He's trying to get the pass on the 96, so he's still going to be behind that GoDaddy car.
Lichtenberg and Kraus for 9th. Woo, Kraus slots himself right up in front of Stouffer. Quinn falls to Blocker for 3rd.
Blocker able to get back around. Not over yet. Here comes Lucan with a big run back to the inside in turn 1.
Cahill watching this battle from behind.
Whoa.
Oh, tight!
Oh,
Blocker
contact
between
both of them. And Blocker potentially with some damage to the right side.
Oh no! Horrible crash in turn 3, and Lichtenberg tumbles end over end in a just a horrible, horrible accident. And their cars are destroyed.
Man.
That was a vicious, vicious accident at lap number 65. Wow. And Lichtenberg, unsighted, just oh my goodness. And Blocker was already kind of shoved out of line by the 24 Liam Quinn. Here's a look from up above. Quinn's just going to get major understeer right here and just can't quite keep it turned. Blocker goes into the wall, almost has it saved, and back and forth, and suspension failure. Back into traffic, and Philip Kraus narrowly missed that.
Yeah, I think these two are the only ones involved. As everyone else able to slow down before.
Here's Philip Kraus's, here's his view.
You see Lichtenberg race on by, and unfortunately got unlucky, man. It has not been Lichtenberg's season.
Certainly has not been. And here's another look at this in slow motion as the one car came back across the track and up over the top of those cars as they tumble. Catch fence keeping those cars on the racing surface, but a fourth caution of the night, a nasty crash in turn number 3. Pit stops underway. Andreas Ike comes out ahead of Henry Bennett. That's a key change for the 76.
Yeah, I think definitely needed to at least try something to get ahead. I'm not sure what exactly he did. I think just got a better run into his stall. I think it also might help, too, that Andreas Ike has the first pit stall on pit lane. So it's definitely using that to his advantage. I'm going to take the lead. So Mike, what I'm curious about is how close is he to keeping the lead?
It's updating those on YouTube about, notice that there has been some lag on the YouTube end. It's encoding fine and looks fine on our end, so it's somewhere between us and the YouTube servers, unfortunately, so we apologize for that, but the playback should be nice and smooth later. Uploading 11,000 kilobytes a second, no problems here, all green, everything's good. Internet is a funny place sometimes. Of course, you probably won't hear that for their 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's funny because it almost.
I've never seen this happen before, where it's that delayed.
I think it's on their end.
Yeah, there must be a big YouTube outage somewhere. Because I've never seen it an entire broadcast. I mean, I've seen it lag before.
Yeah, because I think it's like it's also with the buffering too is not helping, but I think the lagging too is almost like slowing down. It's like going at a slower rate than
it's very interesting because I've never. I mean, we've had situations where we've been behind because I forgot to hit the go back live button after watching a replay, but I'm 100% watching it live, and we're only on lap 36 over there. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's like gotten worse as time's gone on. So. We're time traveling.
I'm almost wondering if I should switch to the backup YouTube server. I don't even know if I can do that because I'm an RTMP with the caster. So
I wouldn't try it.
I'm not going to try. It'll be fine later. I hope.
Yeah, it should be fine later. Usually it's almost always fine later. So don't see why now would be different.
All right.
With that wreck, we lose even more cars.
Yeah, we have significantly reduced the field. We're not even halfway done with this race
yet. I think we were at 28 cars, I think, before that last wreck. 26, maybe? We're down quite a few. Looking at it, guys, I mean, we only have 18 cars on the lead lap, if that's any indicator.
Indicator?
I don't know why I said it like that. Indicator of how this night's
Indicator.
I'm trying to think.
Going all French on me now.
I'm trying to see how many drivers are. There's some drivers in the pits repairing damage. I think Flynn Lazier is one of them.
Everyone from 21st on back is in the pits indefinitely or forever.
Yeah, so it looks like everyone 24th and up is kind of good except for Lichtenberg and Blocker. So we're looking at 22. Yikes. It's a lot of drivers. Out of the 34 cars that took the green.
It's been an attrition-filled race so far. The one to green just received that signal from race control. Coming back, green flag this time by.
A lot of the big names have moved themselves up to the front of the field here. Including Phil Cross. How about Tony Schowen, too, before we go back green? take a look at where he started. If I'm not mistaken, he started 33rd.
33rd,
Yeah,
dead last.
So he's moved up 23 position and still has a chance to move up some more.
Lights are on here at Iowa Speedway. Andreas Ike is in control as he was at the start of this race. Time to go back green and racing 11 laps till halfway. Green flag flies again from Iowa. Philip Kraus just snuck to the outside, right in front of Chris Stouffer, managed to grab that spot away. Showen and Branch fighting for what is ultimately going to be 10th place, and Branch going to get a good run out of the final corner. Meanwhile, Henry Bennett back to the bottom in turn 1. He takes the lead away from Andreas Ike.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Ike wasn't able to hold onto the lead as long as I would have thought he would have been able to. Bennett's card is too good. Looking off the back of Riley Thompson, he's got Matt Kingsbury and Philip Krause behind 2 Spark the R cars 7th and 8th.
And they're trying to salvage something from this night after such a spectacular race last week at Michigan. They come in here and immediately on lap 1, they had already lost a couple of cars. Then Ray Kingsbury got tangled up in a wreck later in the race and a couple more. And so there was a few of them left. There's Dan Ensch in 17th, and of course there's Krause and Kingsbury in 7th and 8th.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. Christopher working his way by Kingsbury, put him back to 9th. Up in front, 4-car race. Bennett, Ike, Quinn, and Cahoe.
Everyone going to the bottom of the track now, along the bottom lane and kind of the middle lane as well. Curious of William Quinn sitting in 3rd place. If he's got anything for Andreas Ike, who's held mostly on a 2nd, if not 1st. He hasn't really dropped out of these top 2 positions. Wood's under attack from Riley Thompson and behind as well as a few other drivers.
Here comes Philip Krause taking an opportunity to dive underneath and maybe steal a spot from,
Maybe 2.
whoa, from the 58, and he slots up, almost gets into the side of Wood, but he'll get this spot as well.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1 deal for Krause in 3 and 4. He's going to move himself up into 5th place, and that 19 car is on a mission.
Lap number 78 now, and working our way towards halfway, Chris Stouffer trying to claw his positions back. 31st to 7th tonight.
A little bit tight for Stouffer coming out of 4, letting the banking kind of catch him on exit. And he's kind of looking at, whoa, catches a bump down in turn 1. He's going to go flying towards the wall, but still good in the 13. Has kind of been a little bit stuck here. Andrew Wood, I think, has a little bit of an internet problem there. Leaves a bunch of tire smoke.
For the lead still side by side. These two have been dead even all night long. I don't think we've seen anybody really be able to wrest the lead away for an extended period of time. Bennett's led 59. Ike has led 18, but he has been right with Bennett the entire race.
The only problem, I'm sure he's definitely going to be frustrated, is the fact that, he's in 2nd place. That's all fine and dandy, but can't get that lead. That's definitely what he's going to be chasing. Meanwhile, Liam Quinn and Chris Cahoe side by side. Quinn going to rocket around the outside to defend the spot, but Cahoe wants it.
Quinn on the outside, carrying as much speed as he can on the upper grooves, but for the lead again. Andreas, like, is he just toying with the 007 right now, or is he really having a hard time getting by?
It looks like he's trying. He's been making earnest attempts to get by. I think his car is not as good as that 007, especially with the fact that Bennett's got clean air to work with. I mean, we saw in the lead too that on the restart that even with Ike in the lead, he immediately was not able to hold it with Henry Bennett, and Henry Bennett got on by. And actually, to catch a lap here, I think that might be David Adams. Looks like a safety car.
Here's the 0-0. Leaders still singled out. Here comes Wood back on Philip Krause, but Krause has crawled his way forward, 18th to 5th tonight, and continues his charge.
Yeah, now looking at Liam Quinn up the road in 4th place. But before that, Chris Stouffer goes to the inside of him. Gonna make a dive. Stouffer gonna get tight off of 4. Gonna have to yield, and here comes Wood, gonna slot his car to the outside of Stouffer.
Yeah, that's how we saw the trouble in turn 2 last time, is someone getting up underneath a driver and understeering tight corners out in turn 2 with the 0-0 up top.
And Wood going to go top to bottom to the inside now on Stouffer. Going to try to make a move. Riley Thompson to the outside of Joe Branch.
Yeah, Joe Branch in the 28 is in this position now in 9th place, and he started his night in 12th. They've been quietly hanging out, but now inside the top 10 pushing forward. Crossover, here comes the 21.
Kingsbury looking now to the bottom of Joe Branch. Branch able to fight along the top.
Tony Showen in the 31. You mentioned how we hadn't seen a whole lot of him today, but 33rd to 12th. He's had a long time to charge forward, and now he's finally got that thing going the right direction and gets by Adam Crane, slots up in front of him. Here comes Brophy with a huge head of steam on the back straightaway.
He got a significantly better run, yeah, on the straightaway too. Is going to get past up into 11th spot. And there's also Kinsella. Kinsella, however, is still 2 laps down.
Wants those cautions back like he had early in the race, but we've been green for a little while now. Brophy and Showen continue to fight for 11th spot.
And not much has happened for the lead. The gap's actually separated between Bennett and Ike to about a second. Well, most of them is kind of separated out, although it looks like Philip Krause has started to catch back up to the 24 of Liam Quinn. Actually, here he goes with a 10 to the inside of Liam Quinn now.
And for 4th place, caution, Christopher in the 13. Another front runner destroyed.
Yeah, I'm honestly not too surprised. That car was looking really tight out of some of these corners here. And with the right side damage on that car, it looks like it might have gotten a little bit too tight in the corner. Ooh, or was there contact?
Yeah, 32 got into him. Andrew Wood put him up into the wall and bounced off. And skidded down the racetrack. So Chris Stouffer out of the race tonight. And we're going to jump to break for a minute. We'll be back in a few. Stay with us. Night has fallen here for the Coca-Cola of Kokomo Elite Series, and we're 97 laps complete of 160 tonight. Henry Bennett and Andreas Eich have been in a two-car dogfight. Have been up front for the majority of the race, and someone's motor just let go down there. Who's heard it blow?
I think, no.
There, and you see also how few cars are out there on the racetrack. We started with 33 of them, and we're down to 18 running on the racetrack right now. So we have almost halved our driver count. Here we come into the restart. Bennett in command and Andreas Eich in second place. Kraus on Liam Quinn for fourth place. Not able to complete that pass, so Kraus got a problem slow out of turn 2.
Not sure what it was. Just didn't get up through the gears fast enough, but it looks like he's back on pace. Lost 2 spots, though.
Here comes Joe Branch trying to take another spot away from him here.
Yeah, hopefully we can get this righted back in the right direction here as he's starting to lose some more spots here as Joe Branch goes to his inside, and Branch looks like he's going to be able to clear him down into 3.
Kraus going to have a really solid run on the outside. He'll take that spot back up the road. Andrew Wood sets his sights on Matt Kingsbury to the inside.
Wood on the outside can't get it done. Kingsbury going to take a spot. Meanwhile, for the lead, Bennett and Andreas Eich going side by side again. Take a shot every time we said that tonight. End up in the hospital. These guys have been around each other for pretty much the entirety of the race, 1-2.
60 laps to go here from Iowa. Lap 101 of 160. And Bennett holds on to the lead, but Andreas Eich has just been like a mosquito in his ear and will not let him go away. But here comes Chris Cahill in the 57. Is tonight his night? He has been coming fast.
Definitely looking at a solid podium spot if he can hold off William Quinn behind him, but I don't know if he necessarily has anything for the leaders. As you look back, there's Tony Schowen, Joe Branch, and then also Jason Brophy right behind.
And Brophy going to go to the outside lane. He's been getting phenomenal runs onto the straightaways tonight. And almost snuck up to the outside of Branch. Here he goes again. Back to the front. I'm just amazed that Bennett's car has been able to stick to that yellow line for so long.
Yeah, especially entering into the corner shallowly as it has been some of these times. Still able to hold on to the lead. I think this really just shows how dominant that car is by itself. I mean, we saw, again, his teammates move up through the order with relative ease. So those power slide guys had a really fast car tonight. Unfortunately, some of them have had problems with some kind of problem or the other.
Here comes Cahill, and take a look at this. 6th place starting position, and finally, on lap 106, he's going to crack the top 2. And he'll stand as it's right now on the second tier of the podium. He wants to stand in the top tier. He's got 0.3 of a second to chase down Bennett, and Eich is going to follow Liam Quinn as well. Matt Kingsbury has cracked his way inside the top 5.
Yeah, now teammates Andreas Eich and Liam Quinn, they're going to go at it with each other. And so 2 pairs of teammates here, Quinn and Eich versus Kraus and Kingsbury.
And Andrew Wood, throw him in good for good measure here on the outside. Up in front, Cahill has caught Henry Bennett. Will we see another leader tonight? Here he comes.
It's the first to see someone other than Eich in behind the 00 of Henry Bennett. Can he do anything to change that, though? I'm curious what the 57 car's got.
He's going to give it a run onto the front straightaway. Big run out of turn 4. Almost to the right rear of the 007.
He's been maintaining some really good runs out of the corners here. He's to the outside now of Bennett.
Diet Coke colors on the 57, trying to chase down the 007 for the lead. Closing in next time by, 50 laps to go. As Andrew Wood and Liam Quinn.
And we don't have a lot of time remaining in this race left. If it goes green all to the end, this race will be over in under 15 minutes.
Wood on the bottom of Quinn now for 5th. Kraus is up to 4th.
So Quinn looked like he was trying to go 3 wide up the middle, but couldn't get it done. Kraus on the outside. Wood's going to take the spot, it seems.
Whoa, a little tight out of turn 2. And what do you think about Kraus tonight? A top 5 would certainly be a solid points night, even with Henry Bennett winning this race.
Yeah, I think with him, he really, for him, the rest of the season just needs to get top 5s in. Not going to do with moves like that. That was dangerous in behind Wood. But if he can just nail some solid top 5 finishes from the rest of the season, he could be looking at our champion here.
Henry Bennett in the 007 has pulled away from Cahill, 0.3 of a second. Now Eich, 0.4 behind second. And then it's Wood. Oh, big gaggle out of turn 2 as the double zero gets in the way here slightly. It's Kingsbury. And Jason Brophy is back in this fight now. He's had a wild night.
Yeah, his lowest of 23rd, highest is really currently where he's running in 8th.
And Philip Kraus, how about that? 4th, 5th, and 30th. Currently 6th. And he started his night in 18th. He's been all over the spectrum.
Yeah, working to the outside of Liam Quinn trying to take that spot away. Looks like Quinn's got a slightly better car on that inside. But Kraus going to rocket around the outside lane now.
Woo!
Dart straight in front of the 24.
Yeah, cuts right across the nose of the 24, and that's going to open up a pass for Kingsbury. Laid that front wing on the left rear tire of the 24, and he'll almost complete that pass. Quinn fights back.
Yeah, just shoot tight on the bottom side for the 21, but man, he got really close to just taking out the 24 there. Here comes Jason Brophy going to take advantage of Kingsbury.
Laps ticking away up front, though. Henry Bennett is securing what is turning into a very dominant night, even with Andreas Ike kind of hanging on his rear wing for the first half of the race. Well, it looks like he's begun to stretch his legs a bit.
Yeah, he's completely cinched leading the most laps tonight. Even close to getting past 100 laps led.
Andrew Wood is coming for 3rd.
He's caught up now to Andreas Ike, who's now started to fall down the orders. He's caught some, been kind of falling back into traffic here. The car is not entirely looking up to snuff here.
Closing in on now 40 laps to go. Does anybody have anything for Henry Bennett tonight, Pinion?
I honestly don't think so. Bennett's been completely dominant ever since he's been in the front of the race. No one's been able to take away the lead from him, and I think it's going to take his car to be damaged